Hey, ladies and gentlemen, this is Carmine Sabia for Explain America, and Democrats have appeared to pick their new leader, and it's great news for Republicans, bone-chilling for everyone else. Before we get started, as always, please make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe. It really helps us out. Guys, this is great news if you're a Republican. See, Democrats have a cavalcade of characters to pick from, one worse than the other for 2028. I think the best case scenario they have is Josh Shapiro, and I think they're going to ignore him because there's a very, in my opinion, anti-Semitic wing of the Democrat Party. Not painting all Democrats with that brush by any means, but there is a wing of that party that is virulently anti-Semitic and loud about it. We've seen them. So Shapiro could be a tough pick for them because, he's Jewish. But I think he's the best case scenario. I think he appeals to the most broad audience of Americans. Unfortunately, I don't know if he can get past the Democrat primary, so that leaves them with very few good options. You have Whitmer. She's a mess. You got Kamala Harris, two-time failed candidate. You got Pete Buttigieg, whose biggest qualification is he was the mayor of a small town. And you have who it appears is going to be their leader going forward, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. And you could not pick a better leader for the Democrats if you're a Republican. And the reason is because she shows the stark difference between capitalism and communism. She draws that line in the sand perfectly. Perfectly. If you're a capitalist like myself, and like I'm sure you guys are, then she terrifies you. And the terrifying part about her, and I wonder this sometimes, I say to myself, Carmine, you're online a lot and you see a lot of comments, and maybe those are just the loudest people, but maybe they don't represent the majority. But I say to myself, are there really that many people that would vote for socialism, that would vote for communism? Do they exist? Are these a good portion of voters that could put somebody like that in the White House? And the answer is, I don't know. But the thought terrifies me because it's easy to vote your way into communism. It's almost impossible to vote your way out of it. I want you to watch this video on it and let me know what you think in the comments.
Over your safety. This party has collectively lost their mind. That's why devout socialist Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez is now, according to the polls and according to Nate Silver, she is now poised to be the next leader of the Democratic Party. Her recent rallies with Bernie Sanders, he's passing the torch to her, have attracted thousands of fellow radical leftists, raising millions of dollars along the way and traveling on private jets. We'll get to that later. And according to a new Yale University poll, AOC is now shooting to the very top of the Democratic field for 2028. She's now a close second, just behind Kamala Harris. Nate Silver now says that AOC has the best chance of becoming the 2028 Democratic presidential nominee. But don't forget, AOC is the most radical and extreme and far-left socialist who now wants the government to control all means of production, redistribute private property, cradle to grave, womb to the tomb. She wants that Green New Deal more than anyone else in D.C. And after predicting in 2019 that the world is going to end in just 12 years because of climate change, among other crazy things. Take a look.
Donald Trump's detention of someone like Mahmoud Khalil for his speech is anti-American. And we demand his release.
Together, these bills not only stop climate change, they tackle the intersecting crises of climate, economic inequality, and racial justice.
Medicare for All would save the American people a very large amount of money. Capitalism has not always existed in the world, and it will not always exist in the world.
Maybe we shouldn't be eating a hamburger for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. You make more than $10 million in 1 year. Your 10 millionth and $1 gets taxed at 70%.
The world is going to end in 12 years if we don't address climate change. And your biggest issue is how are we going to pay for it?
There is the leader of this radicalized Democratic Socialist Party. Now, here's the scary part about this party today. They want to fundamentally change the American way of life one way or another. Now, this is why we see lawfare and vast bureaucratic abuses of power. We have chronicled that on this program for years. This is why there are violent attacks all across the country, domestic terrorism. Look at Tesla dealerships, bullets fired into them, cars set ablaze, charging stations set ablaze, threats against Elon Musk, assassination attempts against Donald Trump, violent riots from every single left-wing cause, support for Hamas, a terrorist organization. They don't care about democracy. They don't care about freedom. They care about power. They care about control. Look at last night's interview with far-left journalist Taylor Lorenz. Did it not reveal just that?